Hello and welcome everyone to Cybercast Ep93, the Transformer Video Podcast. My name is Josh, also known as G1 Extron. I am joined with my co-host, Jaim, also known as Victory Saber77. And we got a really great show for you guys today. We have quite a few announcements that we're going to get into, some Combiner War stuff, talking about Wave 3, Wave 4, and some other Transformers that are going to be coming to the market here pretty soon. We also have some of your questions from last week and whatever you asked this week that we'll address after the Transformer news and do all that screen sharing. And we also have a couple of topics talking about some basically combiners all over the place, but we've got a couple of topics there, and obviously anything else that you guys want us to get into. But James, why don't you tell them about our shows and do all our shout-outs and announcements and stuff?
Yeah, I'm Victory Saber77. You can find me on Twitter and YouTube. I am the host of the Aftercast, which is on about a couple hours after the Cybercast at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can find it on my channel. And we have some announcements. Next week's show, Cybercast 94, will be our Toy Fair special, which we do these specials, once every or 2 shows per year. We do the San Diego Comic-Con, the New York Toy Fair, but next week, Cybercast 94 will be taking a look at the Transformer reveals at the New York Toy Fair. Then we have our special show, which will be on Sunday, the next day on G1 Hextron's channel at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, where we take a look at all the rest of the New York Toy Fair reveals. So we'll be looking at Turtles, probably DC, Marvel, Figuarts, all that type of stuff. So we'll have Count Marzo on the show with us to go over the Masters of the Universe stuff. So check that out. Hopefully it's not going to be like a 4-hour show, but we'll see. But it's going to be fun. But we do have a future guest, which will be Bold Forms. We're just kind of trying to work out the kinks in that, and we'll let you guys know when we'll get him on the show. And then we also, Cybercast has been around for almost 2 years now, and we're still kind of poking around for a sponsorship. We're one of the mostly viewed Transformer podcast on YouTube, on the internet. So, we're just throwing that out there. If you, some company, maybe even Hasbro, you never know. I don't know. But would like to sponsor us, and you can contact G1 Hexatron at his account is G1Hextron at Gmail to talk the details of that also. But the next thing we want to kind of mention is we have it set up on the video that you can go through chats during the live show, and we do love that. If you want to have a question answered, make sure that we know that it's a question. Maybe put the word question in front of it so we can kind of scroll down through, because we encourage you guys to talk to each other, but it's kind of hard for us to go through. Like last week we had over 190 comments in there, and so we had to kind of scroll through everything. So just make sure you can kind of let us know some way in the chat, like it's a question, so we can kind of pick it out faster. And if there's something you want us to talk about for next week, like a topic, kind of put that in the actual comments so it actually stays with the video when it goes into video form, so we can actually take a look at that next week. That's about it.
It's actually a pretty good problem to have, the fact that you have so many people commenting and getting involved in the live chat and getting involved with the show and what we're talking about, that we can't even find their questions, So yeah, if you guys would, if y'all just put question, put it in caps, and then write whatever it is, we'll make sure that we address those towards the end of the show. If you want to find me on social media and stuff like that, you can find me G1 Hextron on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and my Facebook page is the G1 Hextron. Everything we're taking a look at today is found on that Facebook page, so if you want to go check it out, look at some of the pictures a little bit more in detail and stare at them for hours, whatever, you can go do that. Also, kind of throw in some extra stuff on there that I don't share on the Cybercast, so if you're interested in those little updates, then you can check that out. Couple little news things I wanted to get into. Shout Factory has announced that they're coming out with their own TV show, or their own TV channel. It's going to be shoutfactorytv.com. It's available right now. There's no word on whether Transformers or anything like that's going to be on there, or G.I. Joe, or Gem, because those things were recently removed from Netflix. So you see them disappear from Netflix and they not renew that, but then the company that has been basically the people that have done those cartoon episodes, for the Gem, the G.I. Joe, Transformers, that now they have their own channel. You kind of think that you might see those eventually pop up there. I don't see a reason why not.
Yeah, I would see that.
the best part about it is it's absolutely free, and I believe they said there's nothing like you have to buy a subscription or anything like that. So just shoutfactorytv.com. You can go and start streaming stuff live.
Cool. I like
The
that bullet cover. Oh, nice. I like it.
Now the Hulu charges though, right?
Oh, it is. Oh, I'm thinking of Biz Anime. Thinking of some anime show. So sorry.
Gotcha. The next thing I wanted to get into, not really toy related, but pretty cool, and it's geekiness. The new Daredevil series is going to be on Netflix, and that starts April 10th. Now, the trailer's up if you guys want to check it out, and the trailer's actually really good. I know that they've got some really good casting going on there, and watching it, you can definitely tell that it's got that DC, kind of dark feel to it, and it's definitely not the Ben Affleck style Daredevil. And the way that they kind of have it is he's got like just a basic suit on and just something that he kind of pulls over his face. It's not a ski mask. So like if you read in the details, I believe it was on IGN, that they kind of went with a few other ideas, and this is what they basically settled on. The reason why he's not going to get that red suit with the horns like we know him as is because they want to kind of evolve his character, just like you saw with the first Spider-Man, to where he's running around in basically pajamas and a hoodie and a ski mask over his head and gets in that wrestling ring. It's kind of starting off like that, and it's going to be a complete series. So I think it'll be pretty nice.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, it's nice that Marvel is going or kind of emulating the DC kind of dark, kind of portrayal of the characters, which Daredevil is a darker character, and I like the way that it's being stylized. I do like the fact that he's starting off with a normal-looking costume, not the spandexy suit, especially the the yellow and brown suit that he first started off with, and then he moved into that darker, red color. But it's not too bad. I do like it. The guy who is portraying Matt Murdock's in Daredevil looks like he fits the part. I mean, just everything about him. Don't know who he is, but yeah, I have some high hopes. We got to see Styx, which was really cool, his blind master, which is, I forgot the actor who's playing him, but that's pretty cool. And hopefully we get to see Bullseye or Kingpin, Elektra.
It did show, if you pay attention to the the trailer, whenever you watch it, you guys get to see the Kingpin from the back for just a quick second. He's looking at a painting. And the guy that's going to be playing him is Vincent. He was basically, if you ever watched Law and Order: Criminal Intent, he was one of those guys. I forgot what it was, but he was the I don't know. He's really funny. Whenever he started, he would always be messing with people's stuff on their mantle and pictures, and people were like, "What are you doing?" And he started shaking his head sideways. It was that guy. So. That's going to be the Kingpin. I think he's a good actor. I like him.
I'll have to go back and look at that again. I totally missed that.
Transformers Battle Tactics mobile game has launched. Are you playing that? I started playing it. I'm kind of addicted to it now.
No, I watched your videos on it, though. It looks pretty cool, for what it's worth.
Yeah, see, I've never been into any of the... What is that, RPG or... Is that what type of game that's from?
RTS.
Yeah, so I've never really played any of those type of games, but I like it. I like it better than the Transformers Legends card game. I've just kind of got bored with that. I mean, it's the same crap over and over again. So, but yeah, check it out. I created you can create a league or something like that. There's only 4 members. They already filled up, but I got mine's Cybercast. There's one spot that I think might open up though. The other thing is the fan-built combiner that we pulled on is going to be an Autobot, and I think it was a bit of a landslide. Can we not get a Decepticon?
No.
I mean,
I don't know why.
Sick of Autobots, especially combiners and stuff like that. Also, I thought it would have been cool to get a really nice deco one. I think that most people, they think the torso, Silverbolt looks pretty nice, for the combiner. But for the Motormaster, that's the thing that a lot of people have a problem with as far as the Combiner War stuff. So you don't know what Hotspot's going to look like. So I picked that I wanted the jet, but I wanted a Decepticon because I wanted them to repaint the jet into something else and something darker. I thought it would look cool.
Yeah.
But now they picked Autobot, and if it gets Jet, then I wanted something darker,
Yeah.
And it seems like they'll probably just make something instead of white. Maybe they'll keep it that. Maybe they'll make it red, blue. Who knows?
Decepticon would have been nice. I mean, they repainted the universe Silverbolt into Skyfall, and that looked pretty nice. Even though then they did it with they repainted him again as Dreadwind, but that's too bad. I mean, we do need more Decepticons, I think. My only concern is like, okay, you make this new combiner. Usually, all the combiners have a nemesis of some sort. So who's going to be the nemesis to this combiner? Who's going to stand up to this dude?
Who knows? Maybe the Predaking or something like that.
Yeah. Well, that means no Skylink. That would suck.
Oh, they got to come out with that. The next thing for Combiner War, speaking of, Wave 3, Voyager is going to be Cyclonus and Hotspot. I was kind of surprised on the Cyclonus thing there.
Yeah, I am too. That previous Cyclonus that we got from the Reveal the Shield and all that is a really nice mold. And hopefully they can kind of duplicate that, but I mean, it's nice that he's going to be bigger, but I'd rather have a Galvatron.
Yeah. Also, what are you going to use? Is this going to be a brand new mold, or is this going to be a Silverbolt?
Oh, gosh.
So that's what worries me.
Oh, man.
The next thing for Deluxe is Blade, Streetwise, First Aid, and as far as Legends, it's going to be Rook, which is going to be the little motorcycle that we saw earlier. Wave 4 is going to be Sunstreaker, Ironhide, Prowl, and Mirage. And a few of the other Legends figures that there's no wave or target date for these. Blackjack, Rodimus, Huffer, Groove, Skywarp, Warp, and Viper. Viper's going to be the Power Glide mold. Skywarp, you know about him. Warpath's going to be brand new. Groove is going to be the same as Rook. Huffer, he's going to be the same as Optimus, and Blackjack and Rodimus are going to be the same mold.
Should have named him Stormcloud instead of Viper.
Well, they got this
master.
Well, they have Viper. He's actually in this new Battle Tactics game. So if nothing else, you want to scroll through there and just look at the characters. It kind of gives you an idea of some of the things that you might be seeing here soon. So,
okay.
Because whenever they transform exactly like I saw the Power Glide. That's why I was like, okay, so that's going to be that mold. Pretty easy to figure out.
All right. Real quick, got some comments in the chat.
Arnie?
We're joined by Tulala. Ultra Vengeance is with us. Hopefully I'm saying that right. First live show, he says. He's feeling the excitement.
Awesome,
Dalton's with us. And we got Big Sweet 62. And Dalton states, we might be getting the Cyclonus from a Silverbolt. You can just keep that to yourself, Dalton. Don't really want to see that, but Ultra Vengeance says RTS Cyclonus got me into hardcore TF collecting. Definitely need an updated version, but still love that mold. Totally agree with you. Dalton says the Viper is going to be an homage to Cobra Rattler. Oh, isn't that nice? So you can go with your Serpent 4.
It's going to be super small.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, that's really nice, but yeah, I'd rather just that's something I'd rather see in the the Collectors Club maybe. I'd rather have seen Stormcloud. And Trent says the same thing. Man, I hope that Voyager Cyclonus is not a Silverbolt repaint too. So, all right.
All right, well, getting into the first Hasbro stuff, and the way we're going to do this is like we do it every single week, as we're going to get into Hasbro, Takara, Masterpiece, third-party figures, and then our add-ons. The first thing is going to be these Platinum Edition Insecticons. As you can see, they're going to be $44.99. I believe this is at a Target?
Kmart.
Kmart? Okay. $44.99. It's a little steep. I mean, you're paying $15 a figure there. But I guess brand new. You get all the weapons. They're not broken. All the chromes there. You get the 3 Energon cubes. I guess that's not a bad deal. Any more than that, I think it would be way too much, though.
Yeah, I mean, you're also paying for the nice package art, and it's a bigger box too compared to what we got with like the Toys R Us release, or even back with the TFC or the Takara collection. But
it reminds me of this Star Wars Black 6-inch figure that I got, Yoda. It's like there's the figure, and then it's just like nothing but bubble shell. It looks strange. So there's a lot of wasted bubble shell there.
I am looking forward to their second release, which will be the cone heads. Hopefully those won't be an arm and a leg.
It'd be nice if they could keep them they're all at that Target $45.
Oh man, yeah, that would be great.
It's not going to happen.
No. It is nice that you can get the originals though if you haven't gotten them yet, or if you're just starting out collecting. The Insecticons are a nice, G1 figure, and not bad. They represent what you see on screen.
I mean, these were some of the first guys that I picked up whenever I started collecting, just because I thought it was cool to have a little trio. They're usually inexpensive, and Shrapnel was my first G1 Transformer that I got whenever I was a kid, so there's attachment there. So I needed the other two.
The only weird thing, real quick,
go ahead.
It's odd that they're like competing with the Legends, though. I mean, they're the same size and everything else. Like, do you want the Legends versions, which will be cheaper and have more articulation, or do you want to go G1? It seems kind of weird. I don't know. Sorry, moving on.
All right, next thing, Hasbro. We get some in-hand images of Motormaster, also in his combined form. Here is the ugly Minosaur torso that nobody seems to like. We will have a solution for you guys eventually. Bold forms, I think we've mentioned it, many times already. I thought it might show up today. So it will their Lone Wolf, which is basically AKA Motormaster, he's going to be showing up probably next week. And no matter what day I get them, I'm probably going to upload those pictures on Saturday morning prior to the Cybercast. That way, we're the first Transformer podcast that talks about them. So cool. That way you can kind of get an exclusive look. I think that's being fair. Even if I do get the package in on Monday, I'm gonna wait, because I don't want everyone else to be talking about it. And they should be exclusive to us, since we're the ones taking the pictures. We'll also have a review up as well.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
And it needs it. So far I've been cool with all the other Combiner Wars stuff, but you and I think one other person have seen it in combined form, the bold forms version. So not allowed to share that until I actually get the figure in and take my own pictures. But it looks so much better, and I think it's gonna please fans because they can buy that, or they're also gonna come out with the other limbs as well, to where if they want a full-fledged third-party combiner, then go that route, or they can just use the torso, and it will be interchangeable with your Generations figures. So
yeah, that's one of the best things right there, is that you can mix and match. You can actually utilize the third party. It's awesome. I mean, the first ones to do it too, so that's cool.
Yep. Yeah, I just can't get behind this guy though. I'm not even buying him.
I probably won't even find them, so it doesn't matter. So.
All right, next up, we get a clear image finally of Hasbro's Titan class Devastator. Like we mentioned before, this is going to be made up of 5 Voyagers and 1 leader class. I believe Long Haul is probably going to be the leader class that you see right here, to kind of make up this torso and little waist section here, and the rest of them are going to be Voyagers. Now, this is something that we'll kind of get into towards the topic, and I think this is kind of what generated it, is whether you'd rather have a Hasbro combiner plus a third-party add-on, or just a third-party combiner. Now, there's obviously going to be a big change in price there, and it depends if you're talking about this guy or some of the other Combiner Wars stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But just looking at him, what do you think? I mean, is this something you're going to get behind? Me, I kind of want to see the individual bots, on their own as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing the individual bots, but I'll get behind it just because I want to support the fact that we're getting larger figures. we're bringing that back into the fold. I mean, Metroplex was a start to get Devastator. That's awesome. Hopefully, it continues on. And I mean, for me, anyways, I mean, if they look good in their individual robot modes, great. But I'm going to display it as Devastator, and that right there looks pretty decent. So, and plus, it's I already have Hercules. I'm not going to sell Hercules, but the price point on this figure for that size being $150, not bad.
Yeah, I don't think it's too bad at all. Someone mentioned the head. Looks like it's a little bit narrow. So yeah, I mean, it could definitely use probably a head upgrade, maybe some new hands. But other than that, I think that it looks pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll probably pick it up. I want to see some more pictures before I fully commit to it. But I do think that it's awesome, and I do want to support Hasbro coming out with these Titan class figures, because if I hear they come out with a Trypticon, then I gotta backtrack and find me a Metroplex then. So that was one of the things that held me back from buying that Generations Metroplex, is because if I don't have Trypticon to battle off with them, then I was kind of what's the point? And I wasn't collecting any Chuck stuff back then. So.
And you are now, though.
I pick up a little bit here and there. Yeah.
It's pretty nice that we're getting a lot of this G1 Chuck stuff this year.
Oh, absolutely. No more Beast Wars stuff.
This year, at least.
Yeah, so take a look at some of the Takara stuff. These are the magazine scans. We can get a better look here at Slingshot. You can get a better look at that head. I think that looks great.
Mm.
Now, have you just decided that you're going to go with the Takara version of this guy?
I have pre-ordered the Takara version, yes. That's my fallback.
Oh, your fallback. So if you do happen to find the Hasbro versions, are you picking them up and canceling this?
No, probably not. I really do, from childhood memories and nostalgic reasoning, I'll probably end up keeping it just because I really do like the aerial bots. And, I like the white, and I like the fact that I'm getting more of like a G1 accurate looking Superion, but
I want those hands, but again, I'm not happy with the hands and feet anyway. So I'll eventually, I'll get my wish. So
yeah,
to me, if my only reason to kind of go the car route is because I get white hands. I mean, that's one of the feet. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I want a third-party add-on anyway. So it would be kind of pointless to spend that extra money. But you do get a lot more, G1 accurate color scheme here with these other guys. So.
Yeah, we still haven't even seen Dr. Wu touch the Combiner War stuff yet, so I'm sure they're going to come up with some really good stuff. I just love the fact that we're getting Slingshot. That's really cool.
Oh yeah, that was like a big surprise there, him and also Wild Rider.
Mm-hmm.
So it was great to know. Now that we can have them look proper. Totally dig that. I don't care that it's going to be remolded off of one of the other guys. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right, taking a look at the Ulti-Metal figure. This is from I forgot where he's from. Action Toys. These the same one that did the Optimus Prime that was like really expensive. Like what was it? Like over $1,000?
Yeah, it was around there. It was like 800.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so regardless, it was deep pocket figure. But you can see back here that there's going to be like a little armor that you can add onto him, which I think that looks absolutely fantastic. Now I'm going to stick with my Masterpiece just because of the fact that it can transform. I'm happy with it, but as far as just robot mode, that thing looks pretty awesome. If you guys can see that in the picture back there.
Now that's a separate add-on. Or it comes with it?
I believe it just comes with it.
Oh, that's sweet.
I don't see any other information on here, but yeah, I believe this is part of the Ultra Magnus, where you have this guy, and then you also have the add-on armor that comes with them, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh God, Mars, little God Mars.
And we're not going to get into those yet. I'll get those a little bit later down the line. I've got better pictures, so that's when we'll get into them then.
All the Gobot fans were like, I'm out of here.
No, he's not talking about him.
He just skipped him.
I'll allow him to talk trash to us on Twitter, but that's the last straw. Here is the 3A Megatron Dark of the Moon. Now, this guy is going to be... God, I forgot how tall he's going to be. Let me see here. He is going to be 47 centimeters tall. How tall is it in inches, James?
Or a foot?
Do a quick look. A foot?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
What did you say, 48?
Yeah, 48 centimeters tall. 47, so about the same thing, yeah. But the other cool thing about him is he's going to have 70 points of articulation.
Wow.
So just so people don't think they heard that wrong, that's like 7 with a zero.
He's a little over 18 inches tall.
Okay, so 18 inches tall, 70 points of articulation. If you're into the Bayformers, man, this thing's pretty impressive.
Yeah. And it has a cape too, and all that.
Yeah, it has a cape. I mean, it looks like one of those customs, as well, or not like a cheap custom, like something that's already out there, but it looks like someone like took the extra time and detail. I mean, you see kind of like this rust and like battle damage and stuff like that. The chain.
I wonder if Optibotimus would buy this, since he has the Revenge of the Fallen version. Would you fork out the money to have the Dark of the Moon one now?
Yeah, now this isn't going to be something that you can just go pick up at your Toys R Us for like $49.99. So this you're going to be paying for this. So you're like, hey, it looks really nice and that's impressive, but you're going to be paying for it, definitely. Let's see, do they have...
It's not a Walmart exclusive?
Let's do a quick check. $425.
No, I thought it'd be in the thousand. $400?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a lot more than that, to be honest. Yeah. I guess that's not too bad for what all you get. All right, getting into the third-party news. I'm not going to read this whole thing and bore you guys, but Gigapower put up an update. They're basically letting everyone know that they're going to be coming out with the metallic version first, before Chinese New Year, which is going to be February the 19th. So they're on a tight schedule, and the first release versions will be the metallic version of, is it Gutter or whatever his name is? Basically, their Snarl. And that is going to be limited because the next one after Chinese New Year is going to be the Chrome version, which is going to be the version that is, their cornerstone, that they're wanting to put Chrome in everything. But to make the Chrome version, they said that they're going to have to make some changes with the mold. So once the metallic version that they're coming out with first is going to be limited. And once those come out, that's all that's coming out. Once it goes to Chrome, then that's all that's coming out then. You can't go back and get a metallic version once they sell out. So if depending on which one you want, there's a little bit of information for you there. They also said that they plan on coming out with I'm just going to call them Gooter, and also 2 or 3 more figures this year, with the last one being released in the first quarter of next year. So there's some more information on there. If you want to read that, it's located on G1 Hextron Facebook page. But I wanted to make sure that people were aware of the little metallic version and Chrome version, just because I don't know what kind of modifications they're going to have to make, but it seems the metallic one's going to be limited edition.
Yeah. It's nice that they're letting the public know, but it just seems like nothing against Gigapowers, but it's like, come on, man, you got to get that stuff out, because before you know it, Fans Toys is going to complete the entire Dinobots. by the time you get one out.
And that's saying something too.
So,
Got Fans Project will have all their headmasters out before you get this first.
I'll find the Combine and More stuff in retail, man. Before you get all that stuff out. So, come on, let's get it going.
All right, taking a look at the final images of Unique Toys. Is that Fenrir? I have no idea how to say that name. Basically, the center twin. But you can see all three of the guys there. They're all final. This is the newest version here, and I think Unique Toys done a pretty good job with these. As far as individual bot mode, they look fantastic.
Yeah, they do. Head sculpts look good.
I forget what his name is, but Ripper Snapper's the only one that I had a little bit of concern with, just because whenever he's in his alt mode, he's really boxy, where he should look a little bit more streamlined as a shark. But otherwise, I think these guys look really cool. Still, oh God, who was it? Is it Mastermind Creations? You're going to get their Abominus as well. Was Make Toys making one too? I forgot.
I don't know.
Well, Mastermind Creations is eventually making their Abominus, so I forget if Make Toys was or not. It's hard to remember all this future knowledge stuff. All right, also final is you have G Creations, Shuriken Thunderous, I believe is how you say that. So this is going to be one of the combining Dinobots, the other one being Toy World out there. This is going to be their first figure released. And everything you see final.
Super.
That's the test, Super Kick.
It is. That's my test.
I do see him kind of being propped up by his neck back here.
Mm.
So he can't maybe he can, but in the picture we can't see that he's doing the Super Kick just on his own. He's actually propped up by his dinosaur head.
Now again, this is almost the size of Masterpiece Grimlock, right?
I forget on this one. Now, this guy over here is the Fans Project version. So you can see he's just a little bit taller than the Fans Project version. He's pretty big in his foot mode there.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the exact size on it, though. But if you ordered yours, then yours should be shipping out. That's also, kind of like a little example right there. That's something that we're going to be talking about in the topic. The other thing being these guys. These are released by Toy World, and I kind of forgot these things even existed, to be honest.
I kind of wrote them off.
They're basically their version of Goldbug.
Yeah, they call him Shine Bug.
Is that really his name?
Yeah, Shine Bug, I think.
Why don't I just call him Bling Bug or Bling?
Make more sense, but I don't know.
Another part of the topic, but I thought these guys were dead in the water.
Mm-hmm.
It's a strange-looking car. What kind of car is that supposed to be anyway? The front looks like kind of like a little Mini Cooper, but it's no Mini Cooper I've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is a Mini Cooper that took a blue pill, got bigger.
Oh, from that Super Bowl commercial. I thought that commercial was pretty hilarious. First, me and my friends were watching it and like, what is going on here?
Wait for it. His name is Trace.
No, not Chase.
Yeah.
That's a nice head sculpt right there.
Yeah. I do like the fact that Toy World took And no offense to any Throttlebot fans out there, like kind of just obscure characters, and the whole gimmick of them too, just pulling back and all that kind of stuff, and made them into something a little more viable, and to actually have them combined with each other. Oh, that was pretty cool.
I have the Throttlebots.
Sorry, man. I didn't mean to kind of hit home there, but I'm
I also have the Combiner Wars, Jaim.
Yeah, well, thanks.
But no, I totally agree with you on that. The Throttlebots were just, kind of boring. I mean, it was definitely for, they would have basically been like the one steps, today.
Yeah.
So, if you, like, let's say you got older and you're like, you know what, I was really into, the Transformers that came out around 2014 and 2015 and stuff like that, and you're like, I want to buy some of those up to relive my childhood, kind of like what we do with G1, and you're like, let me buy them one steps. That's basically what the Throttlebots were.
Oh yeah. Who's this dude? Sideload.
What's his name? The Throttlebot name, I forgot.
Wide load.
Wide load, yeah. So this is side load?
Yeah, that's what they call them, side load. And again, like going to third parties, I love the fact that they're taking, these kind of characters that really, or toys that we got back in the 80s that, they weren't the greatest. Like, you look at the jump starters. Mech Ideas did a great job bringing them current with Topspin and Twin Twist with their Apex and Geminis. And, hopefully someday we'll get those, like Flytrap and what's the other dude name? I forgot the Battle Chargers, or whatever they're called.
Runabout and Runamuck?
No, the other guys. The guys that combine Flytrap, isn't that his name? Battle Wheels? What the hell are they called? Flywheels?
Oh, Battle Trap and Flywheels.
Yeah, there we go. I got them mixed up, but yeah, those guys. I'd like to see a third party tackle those.
And like you mentioned before, kind of spoiled it for people, because there's some people probably watching this or just getting into the third party stuff that didn't even know that this guy was going to combine. Because it's been that long. They came out with the first three, and then, I mean, it's been over a year, I think, since they've came out with one of these, right?
Yeah. We've seen mock-ups, but it then just
went
away.
Yeah. I completely forgot about those.
Because we thought it was the Puzzler from the Gobots for a while, and now it's the Throttlebots, and then it was like, okay.
I think it's kind of a mix in between, because the Throttlebots, they never combine. They didn't really transform on their own either. Or they did on their own, but there was no fun factor about transforming them. So, and then kind of mix it with, the Puzzler. I know a lot of Gobots fans, kind of like this, and until they, heard how much it was.
Yeah, the price is all over the place for this guy that I've seen. So, I don't know.
And there's the other three that came out. So the thing is they've taken so long to come out with this that some people probably sold the original three and be like, well, probably since I'm never going to be able to combine them, I guess I'll sell these three because that was one of the reasons why I bought them. And then here come these guys. Now you gotta, trace, you have to trace these guys back. But sorry about that. But you got to track them down again. And now if you look on eBay, if you want to get the original three, to go with these three that we just revealed today, you probably want to go get them right now on eBay, because otherwise they're going to be going up in price.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a lot of e-tailers have probably already sold out because it has been a while since like the first initial release. What was it, like Roll Bar there? Or Grind Roll, whatever it's called.
What was the green one?
Yeah.
I think the white one's Aurora. So.
And those have probably already sold out. And I remember they were clearancing them out too, because like what we thought, they weren't coming out with it anymore. But hopefully maybe Toy World will re-release them like they've done with like their Hegemon and stuff like that. Potentially. But now we get Bad Cubes, War Dog.
All right, and this is the test shot, so this is not final, but at least it's done in the colors that you want to see, and this thing is just impressive as far as the articulation and the way things bend. Uh, like we saw, I think it was last week that you could put them into that Iron Man pose, which is really hard to do. To have a figure, especially big bulky robot that can do that type of transformation and do that type of pose. This is truly your masterpiece, Warpath here.
Yeah, it's a beast. I absolutely love it. The tank mode, fantastic, and the way that it unfolds and he gets bigger, and matches up nicely with like the masterpiece cars. Really cool.
Yeah, so like whenever he's in his robot form, he's going to be about the height as like a Wheeljack and Sideswipe. Whenever you put him in tank form, he's going to be as large as your MP10, as far as the truck, not with the trailer obviously, but just a truck there.
That's cool.
All right, getting into some new stuff here, some stuff that we've seen like little outlines, and we heard that Make Toys is going to be coming out with these remastered series. They're going to do Hound, Chrome Dome, and what's the other? Inferno. So we don't have any images of Inferno yet. As of right now, they might release in 10 minutes after we get done. So, but this is going to be like a masterpiece style Chrome Dome. Now, I've already got the Fans Project Chrome Dome, but I would actually be interested in picking this up as well because the Fans Project Headmasters, they don't fit in that masterpiece, scale, but I absolutely love them though. Those are some of my favorite third-party figures are the Fans Project Headmasters, and since they've said that they're coming out with all of them, they're also doing the Terracon, the triple changers as well. I definitely want all this, so I can have here's like one set, just like I've got my G1 Headmasters, and I've got my Masterpiece. Now I've got kind of a Chug slash other type of style, stylized style. I would still pick this up because I want a Headmaster Masterpiece figure, or something to go in that Masterpiece line.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping they will release these guys out pretty fast. I do like the fact that we're getting the Headmasters, and I really like to see their Decepticons because we really need more Masterpiece Decepticons. And to see like a Mindwipe, a Weird Wolf, even the Horicons, that would be fantastic.
I guess I'm on the same boat with you there because while, like just 2 minutes ago, I just said that, I definitely want this, and I do, but I want them as, like if you were committed to coming out with all of them, then I'll buy them all. Just kind of like I did with the Fans Toys Dinobots. While I like the Gigapower Gitter, or let's just say Snarl. I like Gigapower Snarl better than I like the Fans Toys, but I've already committed to the Fans Toys as far as Dinobots go, and I want them to all kind of look the same, as far as the way they were designed. Even though I like one better than the other, I'm sticking to a set here. But these guys, I want to, if I could get some type of commitment that look like Fans Project did eventually. We plan on coming out with all the Headmasters, for this remastered, line. Then, dude, I'm placing a pre-order right after the show. So, and there's your little dude. Doesn't look too bad.
Yeah.
The car doesn't look too bad either. Some of this is going to be painted up, so obviously, prototype. So, just like you get in the Masterpiece figures, because like Prow and Lambor, they're all painted up here, so it'll look a lot nicer. It's not going to be clear up there. Looks like you got a spot here to plug the guns in, so you can sit in there too.
Looks like you actually have a passenger in there.
Oh,
that's kind of cool.
It's got a spot for Daniel.
There you go.
And then here comes Six Shot.
Have that epic battle from Headmasters. I don't like you. Well, I don't like you either. Let's go fight.
What was that episode? Like My Friend Six Shot?
Yeah.
They start it's like Six Shot is like battling off all these rock people from
Hmm.
uh, this planet from Daniel. There was a good like some good story in there,
Yeah.
but it was a little bit strange. All right, the next figure from their remastered line. Here we have their version of Hound. Sorry, I forgot what the names they were calling these guys, but
Gundog.
is it Gundog? What
Yeah.
was the other one?
Cupola or Kupla or something like that. I don't know.
There we go.
Something. Yeah.
Everyone's
Weird.
going to call it Make Toys Hound and Chrome Dome anyway. So
Yeah.
now your Hound, there's another company coming out with one as well. But just take a look at this guy. Also seen some pictures that they have what they're calling a modern, which is this, and then also a classic. So apparently the classics, you can move the shoulders down and lift these up and lift this down or something like that. It's a little bit strange. I like the back. It looks clean.
Yeah, it does.
Got all that right there. I think that looks nice. I like the star there on the tire, just like in G1.
Hmm. Does he have a little gas can?
Oh, let's see here.
Comes off. I hated Hound. He has all those little accessory pieces.
Jesus, that's why I don't have him. It's just impossible to find like in great condition and all those accessories. I mean, you really have to try to track down, the car collection or something like that.
Mm.
Oh, this is what I was talking about. Here you go. So modern version, classic mode. So they moved the gun down.
Yeah.
They brought the shoulders down. Oh, and also, so I guess this comes with the shoulder, this little thing here. Other than that, I don't see anything. That just looks mistransformed to me.
Well, that looks exactly what the
Like
classics version looks like, though.
Why would you want that, though? It looks much better.
I don't know.
It looks like his arms are coming, like his shoulders are coming out, the side of his stomach. So, it's just a little strange. I don't see a gas can, so I just see the tire and that.
That works. Now, is there a picture up, like, with him compared with the Masterpiece figure?
No, I didn't see that. Now they're saying that these are Masterpiece size, but after we look at this, I do have some comparison pics between the two, so we will get into that here in a bit.
Okay.
But this is from TFC Toys. This is Detective, and so you know how they kind of do things too. They try to make them those larger figures as well.
Yeah.
So now you have two Hounds to pick from. At the same time, like we always say, do I think that it's coincidence that two third-party companies come out with larger Masterpiece style figures of the same character?
Are you going on record on something right now?
I'm not going on record, but I'm saying that I predicted Hound whenever we did our predictions, and here we see two of these things, and I just can't think it's a coincidence that we're seeing these two things at the exact same time. Also, we know how Hasbro likes to get through these, like Season 1, little G1 smaller figures here, and there is repaint potential, and doing some of the e-hobby colors of Hound, so...
Yeah, Dietrich, that'd be cool.
I'm just saying. But how do you like this guy? Looking from the front, okay, not too bad.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
that window in the back,
yeah.
All this closes up pretty nice, but that window is a little bit strange.
I like the Make Toys. It looks so much better.
I think so too. Sorry, TFC, but
even to the gun, and even the shoulder cannon, it just looks so much better on the other one. I mean, wow.
These fingers all individually articulated. Are you seeing that?
Yeah.
Now, is TFC? They really do. Is that something that they're known for? I've owned a few of their things before, but I don't remember that.
No, I don't think so.
So I've got to think that this might be some type of masterpiece, size.
Probably. Because they are doing a Masterpiece Ironhide, I thought. Weren't they?
Yeah, yeah. So they're doing Ironhide and their Hound.
Now, the Ironhide I could get behind because he's supposed to be bulky and boxy.
And I like the way that looks too.
But as far as Hound here or Detective, no, I don't really like it. Maybe as a Swindle.
Yeah, I can kind of see that in the face too. Jesus, how many pictures are there? All right.
Oh, he's a 4-seater.
Look at that. I kind of like the other one with Make Toys where it's empty back there though.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess you could flip one of these seats down and pretend it's like a cooler.
Cooler.
Like a Daniel in there, like, hey, throw me a cold one, Dad. Now it looks like he is coming with the tire and the gas can, so.
That's not enough to save it. I mean, you don't even get a proper, that gun that was for the vehicle mode, which is odd. Unlike that. See, that looks so much better. The Make Toys.
Well, I mean, even look at the lights. These, those definitely look like lights. Those look, I don't know, like little things that you put on your chest and like they have a little tassel and stuff like that.
Tassels.
Or like a breast pump, for like.
Okay.
All right. Well.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
okay. Right. Sorry, younger viewers. I apologize. I didn't say anything too wrong. But looking at the shins and everything, this looks so much cleaner as well. The waist section, look how clean that looks. Look, panels all over the place here.
Yeah, I don't even mind. I mean, like the TFC, was trying to make it have feet, which I guess is okay. But I don't mind the way the feet look on Make Toys. I think it looks just fine. And yeah, the vehicle mode looks so much better.
That definitely looks more like Swindle than it does Hound, though.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say that the vehicle mode for the TFC toys looks a lot better than the robot mode. I will admit that, but I mean, look at the back. The back looks, I don't know, for me, looks better. I like where they put the tire instead of having it just kind of overlap on the side.
Yeah, they put that extra tire just plugs into the side here.
But I mean, that's just my personal preference. I would go more towards G1, especially if this is supposed to be Masterpiece.
Right.
You want it to look more like if it's that Masterpiece or G1. So let's make it look as close as it can possibly be.
Let us know in the comments which one you guys would prefer. Regardless whether you're getting it or not. Maybe you're waiting for the maybe soon-to-be Takara Masterpiece Hound, but if you were gonna have to get one of these, which one would you get? Make Toys, TFC. All right, Gobot fans. So here you go.
Real quick.
I told you I'd get back to him.
Ultra Vengeance says the lights on TFC look like the robot from Short Circuit, the chess piece. The chess lights. Johnny Five alive. That was pretty good. All right.
Or you know what? It reminds me. Is it The Last Dragon? The one where he's like Leroy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, you remember the bad guy, like his girlfriend. Okay, so his girlfriend, and then she has this one outfit when she shoot a music video that actually, like, it was yellow, but it had like these, like, actual headlights.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember that.
That's what that reminds me of. Anyone that watches like old movies and stuff like that, like kind of B movies, I think that was the 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah. Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon. Yeah, that's 80s.
Yeah. Who's the master?
Sure enough. Love that.
All right, so getting into the Gobot stuff. This is also by the same company that is it Action Toys that did that Ulti-Metal Ultra Magnus and also the Optimus Prime as well. These guys, let's see, was it here? No, not there. But I did read that they're going to be around that $50 range, $50, $60 range, something like that. I believe some pre-orders are up in some locations, so you can find them there, along with their height as well.
So this is third party, and this is not Bandai?
No, someone like put it in there like it was Bandai and Action Toys got to get, but it's actually Action Toys.
Mm.
So it will not be Bandai. I have no idea who that guy is, but I'm sure Gobot fans know.
That sucks. Because I thought that Bandai was like planning on trying to like rival the Masterpiece line with their Gobot line.
Well, like we talked about, I believe if it was last week or the week before that Hasbro has applied for these licenses, for these different things as well. So since they have applied for the toy rights, movie rights, all that stuff, game rights, if Bandai would even be able to release something like this.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're just like, dude, we got to get this crap out of here, before. Well, it would have to be past prototype stage because it only takes 2 to 3 months for Hasbro hears, if they're approved or not.
Yeah.
And your cycle. So it's a lot. This to me is a lot more accurate to I think what it should look like, and while they're detailed, they also kind of look like they're a little bit simplified as well. Which that reminds me of Gobots. This is definitely more simplified than the was it DX9 Salamore.
Mm-hmm.
To where that one kind of looks like kind of a Masterpiece type style, to where this looks more like, okay, this is exactly what you saw in the cartoon or in the toy, but it's got that nice articulation. This is something I would rather have if I was a Gobot fan. Leader 1, that actually looks pretty impressive. That's pretty nice looking. I can't see that guy very well. I do recognize who that is. I just don't know his name.
Yeah, I have no idea who that is. I know
Drill Tank. Dude, yeah. Think of all the Brave potential there.
I know, no kidding. What's he called? Screwhead or something like that in the Gobots?
Oh, that's a great name.
I know, isn't it?
Dude, Gobots, that was one thing. Is that, like, their names just were not cool. I didn't like their names at all. SR-71. I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't either. Oh, I remember that one, though. Spacey. Again, great.
Is that really his name?
From the Gobots, yeah. The little shuttle dude.
Man, you can repaint that thing to blast off.
Yeah.
Oops.
Turbo.
Yeah, turbo there. And some back shots. All right.
So I was hoping that, if this was actually done by Bandai, if they're doing Masterpiece or whatever, to do some of those obscure, like Vamp, Pincher, or the Monstrous, they're combiners. But this is a third party. I don't know. Who knows? And why would you come out with these guys as far as... I like Cycle Leader 1, that Turbo, but where's, like Crasher, Copter, or Scooter? Your...
Now, I believe they said that they plan to release at least 3 more as well. Well, it's either 2 or 3 more than what we see here. Again, you want to look at the pictures in more detail. They're on the Facebook page. That's already getting Gobot fans. Sorry. Back to Transformers stuff. KFC Toys has just shown us this little render that they plan on coming out with Reflector as well. We know that. Who else is coming out with Reflector? I forgot.
I don't know. There's been so many.
I think we looked at it last week that someone was coming out with Reflector. I forgot who it was though.
TFC Toys is. Photron, or has that already been out?
Photron's been out for a couple of years. There's like a recent. I think it's Fans Toys. Sorry about that.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, Fans Toys is coming out with like a Masterpiece style reflector, so I guess that's what KFC is trying to do here as well.
So again, 2 companies coming out with a Masterpiece reflector
within about a week and a half of each other.
Mm-hmm. Somebody at that factory knows something, but we won't speculate though.
No, we don't like to speculate. All right, X-Transbot. This is Arcos, if I'm saying that right. So basically your beachcomber.
It's about time we get a beachcomber.
Right? Doesn't look too bad.
Kind of odd to see him with a gun there in his vehicle mode since he's a pacifist. But I thought he was a pacifist. But I'm going to mow you down while I'm driving.
Bad Cube's doing a really good job on these mini bots, but I also think that X-Transbots, I've never owned anything, of theirs, so I don't know about the quality, but, the way that theirs looks pretty nice as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as balancing, because you see this big engine back here, you can also see there's like these little rods down there. I'll move that so you can see it a little bit better. Next thing from X-Transbots, they're going to be doing
is it Thunderhawk?
Wind Charger and Tailgate.
Oh, damn.
A boost and hatch. They said that these should be by the 1st of March. Really? Like these could be coming out 1st of March. And we only have this one image here.
Why can't a third-party company do a kit and car, and then have them transform from Knight Rider? That'd be fun.
Yeah, they do need to repaint that in the kit.
See what kit would actually transform to in a robot mode with a little David Hasselhoff, Michael Knight figure with it.
So sweet. All right, next thing is from Play With Us 2. We can finally see their 3D printed prototype. This one is it Desolator?
Mm-hmm.
So we can see him with his armor and stuff like that. You can see all the little holes here that you can use to plug and play and stuff like that. Still, going to be working on the quality, the chains, because they're going to have like real chains. They're not shown here. They're going to be attaching to the shoulders and the chest here and these holes, so the chain's going to be kind of draping around. I believe they are also, whenever we had Rick on, he said that they were going to be doing like maybe a stretch goal of doing like some velvet capes. Every time, like whenever I hear velvet, I always think of that Seinfeld episode to where like, George is like, dude, I would love to be draped in velvet. Like if it was socially acceptable, I would walk around in velvet my entire life. So. I've got quite a few pictures here, so I'm going to scan through them quite quickly, but you get a really good idea as far as the articulation. I mean, tons of things move here. It's all plug and play with the hands, the forearm, the shoulders, the head, chest, thigh, leg, feet. I mean, there's a lot you can do with this, and if you end up picking up several of the figures, then you can do a lot of mix and matching and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's really cool to see the actual, not a mock-up anymore, actual production sample. Really cool.
And there's the little tech drone as well. All right. And like we've known before, you can take the tech drone apart. He becomes weapons. You can plug and play here and there. You could also swing the legs around and the arms around, kind of make it where it's a little, excuse me, like a little jet or something like that. I can store the rest of them on the back there.
Would have thought that that tech drone would have came with Bloodbath.
Yeah, he
Since
looks more like
Bloodbath is-
blood. Yeah.
Yeah. Or, maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe he doesn't go with him, but that's what the one they came out with. Who knows?
It looks cool though. I really do like that. The scale and where you can put it. I mean, you can put it almost into any 6-inch line, which is really cool.
Yeah, and Luke Skywalker.
There we go.
That's what a lot of people are going to be doing right there.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the next thing. They are also going to be coming out with these staffs that you see.
You can put their heads on them. Put your head on a pike.
And some of the new heads that they're going to be coming out with. So these are their Volume 8.
Huh.
And this is from Shape Shift Inc. You can finally see this guy finished up. Pretty nice. It's like the car treatment as far as paint goes.
Yeah. Nice metallic. Nice looking.
And Ironhide as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, these look really good.
Yeah.
I can see a lot of people buying this Starscream here. It's probably, I think these are going to be like a 2-pack, right?
It makes sense if they were, just because how small they are.
Yeah. All right, so this is going to be one of 2 of the Wonderfest things. This is actually got a correction that this is actually a garage kit that you put together. It's a Wonderfest exclusive, so it's not something that you're going to be able to just pre-order or pick up anywhere.
It looks really nice.
At first, we thought it was just going to be an EX Gokin kit, but Buddy Dame said that that it's just supposed to be a garage kit. From they told him it looks cool. The other Wonderfest exclusive you're going to be able to put together, Minerva. Well, there's a painted up.
I wonder what size she's supposed to be. Like, I don't think she's even
It looks small.
like scout size, maybe.
Yeah. And it's your boy, Android, with their knockoff to Mastermind Creations, Hexatron. Look, they just knocked everybody's stuff off here.
Yeah. And they took all the die cast out, so you waited all like 6 months to all those die cast photos, and then just decide we're gonna take it out now because we just can't do it. Gosh. It's amazing how long it takes and everything that you have to do. It's just weird.
We've been talking about this thing for over a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's funny at this point. Bellformers, they're going to be coming out with these little add-ons to go with your drag strip, your Combiner Wars drag strip. And Guilty, uh, they are finally finished with their little add-ons. This is something else that's been taking a long time. They get it boxed and everything. It comes with a crown. It comes with that uh, gun that you detach, the arm or whatever, and you put it in there. So you also got one for Jazz. It looks like he just comes with the blaster. So. And from Repro Labels, who was it last? The other company that's doing, I think it was like Ocean or something like that. Repro Labels, they are also coming up with a add-on kit for Masterpiece Ultra Magnus. You can see some of the details there. It's on the Facebook page. I believe as of this morning, went looked, and it is not on their website yet. So it should be soon. And one of the things you can see here is a full chrome wrap for the front bumper. I still think that some third-party company will come out with just the bumper. So.
Yeah, or maybe Toys R Us. Possibly.
Oh, and look, you get like these like anime-style eyes for these guys.
Sharpie couldn't work.
Nope, absolutely not.
So I got to get some tweezers out and try and get these little black dots in there.
And there's a bunch of stickers there. If you're interested, then it'll be up on the website, soon. All right, Jaim, you want to clear us up, man?
Let me see here. We just got a lot of talking amongst each other. Let me go through here. Tulala says, wow, the closest whenever we get to a real toy and it's a crappy kit that will fall apart as you transform it. Yeah, I don't really like kits. Even though the Minerva from the BotCon was really nice, but that's off of animated RC, and it's extremely expensive anyways. But Showa26, apologize if I'm not saying your name right. Those Machine Robo figs look to have similar engineering and design to some of the Make Toys Quantron figures, especially on Leader 1. It's cool. And a lot of people are siding with Make Toys over TFC for the Hound, which, yeah, totally agree with that. So that's pretty much. I'm not really seeing any questions, so I just go into our topic.
All right. Well, we do have a couple of questions here from last week, so we'll get into those. If you guys have any questions or things you want us to answer, whatever the case may be, make sure you put question in caps before writing the question so that James and I can identify it pretty quickly. First one is from the Duke 013. It's kind of a two questions here. Where did the title Chug come from? What did you say about that? You said that it's just something that like basically fans came up with.
Yeah, it was just a means of because we started off with classics, and it's just they're all like the same type of newer figures. They all fit together, but we got the classics. We got the Henkei, United, and then Generations, or you can substitute United with, Universe. So they came up with a CHUG acronym. I mean, that's just pretty much what it is, just to classify everything into one large group.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with like G1. That was created by us fans. We're the ones that started calling it, and then Hasbro was like, oh, that's what we'll call it now.
Yeah, because we got G2, and there was no G1 until G2 came out, so we had to say G1.
And then it's the same thing with Bayformers. Fans, we came up with that, so and we just kind of ran with it. The next thing is, why is the Brave series not part of the Transformers brand? Autobot, Decepticon insignias, one of that stuff. So James, since you know a lot about Brave and you have quite a few of the figures, you got a couple there.
Yeah, just a few.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'll do the short answer. They're not associated with each other because they're not part of the same universe. Back in 1990, Takara, they did the Zone OVA, or the one shot, or the one episode of Zone, and it didn't really take. So the animation show was done, and they decided, okay, well, we kind of want to still go in the route of making robots. And it's not like they didn't release Transformers while they were doing Brave, because we had G2 and stuff, but they partnered up with Sunrise, and Sunrise is Gundam, if you're not familiar with that. Now Sunrise is owned by Bandai, so that gets into some weird stuff now, present day, with the whole Brave series. But they created these new animations, which pretty much were standalones, about 45 episodes apiece, and kind of, they take cues from Transformers, and some of it was they had some designs that they wanted to kind of implement, but since Transformers was gone, they stuck them into Brave, and that's where the Brave came about. I mean, they're a separate universe. They have nothing to do with Transformers, besides the obvious, they're made by Takara. Takara came up with the engineering. Sunrise, I forgot the Gundam creator, designer guy, Okawara, I think his name was, or something. But he did all the design work, the looks and stuff of the characters. And they did a lot. They did a great job coming up with these series. I mean, it's you have the human factor in there. You have a bunch of robots that come to protect the Earth from a foreign, power of some sort. The Geisters and Ex-Kaiser, and then it gradually gets different. Each story is different, but yeah, they're not associated with each other. Even though you look at Firebird, people say Firebird and Star Saber, they kind of have the same look. Well, yeah, they have the same engineering. It's Takara, and color scheme and all that type of stuff. But yeah, a lot of people think some of the characters that were released in Brave, like Red Geist, he's a red version of Dezaris from Victory. It's not a Diaclone, totally different character. It's it's the same thing with Death Gary Gunn. He's not a Diaclone version of Sky Gary, or we got a retooled version of.
Are you sure? Because I saw it on eBay. It said Diaclone. It must be true.
It must be, but a lot of cues were taken from Brave, and I've mentioned it in my GodMax video, where some of the cues for the combiners from Victory integrated into Brave, and then it kind of expanded from there, and we got like the symmetrical docking and stuff like that, and a lot of the figures from even Gal Gaigar you see in like Galaxy Force or Cybertron, and that's pretty much the kind of the connection. But as far as them ever having to be in the Transformers world, it will never happen. They're two separate things. I mean, you have a better chance getting a Gobot into the Transformers world, probably.
Yeah, that and G.I. Joe and the Mask, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It'd be like trying to get, He-Man and G.I. Joe together. Two total separate brands, and it's just completely different.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to let's see, one of the questions here that we see in the live chat. Tulala says, question, Josh, how do you have the courage to open up Black Rodimus? Did his knees not break as soon as you tried to move them? No, I mean, I haven't had any problems with them yet. I haven't had any problems with the other Hot Rod figure. It's the other Hot Rod figure is actually a Toys R Us version. It's a Hasbro version. And this Black Rodimus is whatever this is, the second run or whatever, the one that just came up about a month ago. So I don't know if any of these changes or QC issues are fixed, but that's what I got. Now it's still just a total mess to try to transform. Not looking forward to that. I hate transforming them. So I left Hot Rod in this car mode for like 8 months. All the rest of the Masterpiece figures were in the robot mode, but Hot Rod was in his car. Another question is from Six Shot. Okay, I read that. Changer Reviews says there are rumors of a third party doing a Hot Rodimus figure, Masterpiece style. Is it on your radar yet? Any news? I believe the company that you're talking about, if we're thinking about the same one, is our friends Omnigonics, and we've had them on the show before. They have told me that they are still planning on coming out with their Sunstreaker figure. What was it called again? I forget.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
They're still coming out with that, but the reason, the people that run the factory, that I can't share what they do, but they actually work on some other figures that are out there that you guys have and you like, but they don't want that Omnigonics name associated with that. For whenever you think of this one thing, you think of them. So that's why I can't share that with you. But they're still going to be coming out with their Sunstreaker guy. Spin Out was his name, and he asked on Facebook, what do you guys think about a Masterpiece, Hot Rodimus, or thinking about maybe redoing that, since a lot of people do have problems with Hot Rod or Rodimus. So kind of questioned at it. I never asked him any details on it. I know that if that's the company you're talking about, that they've kind of he's thought up some things along the line, and either the people that run the factory have kind of shut that idea down. They started to come with something and started to kind of get into the design process, and then another third-party company was going to do it. So the way that they want to do things, again, that's it, if this is the company you're talking about, is they want to be the first and only person that is kind of doing it. So to kind of give you guys something different, and they want to stick with that Masterpiece style. So that's basically why they're kind of asking about that. And the Hot Rod, just because I think people have some problems with it, or think that they might be able to improve the figure, just because it is an older mold. It was MP09. So hopefully that kind of answers that question. Jaim, you have anything you want to add to that?
No, not really.
All right, let's see. Okay, this is from ETB Good. Have you been watching the new cartoon series of Robots in the Skies? Is it any good? I wasn't even aware it was already on. So, is it on?
No, I didn't think it was.
Okay.
Is it? If it is, I have no.
I haven't watched it yet. Yeah, it's going to be on Cartoon Network, so I don't know. Message me on YouTube or something like that, and if someone knows, message me on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook, and let us know whenever it starts up, or I'll just look it up online. Another question that came in last week or this week during I think they commented on like one of my video reviews, is Comic Cosplay 2061 says they've watched all the G1 episodes in the movie and prefers G1. Your head's in the right place, so that's good. And any tips on collecting G1 Transformers for a 14-year-old? Now, this is where I kind of struggled with that, Jaim, is this is someone, they're 14 years old. I didn't say whether they were a guy or a girl, so I'm just going to say they. Um, but, I guess really depending on where you live. I know here in Texas or here in the States that you have to be 16 to, go out and get a job. Now, that's not to say that you can't start working. First off, you got to have a way of income, unless you're, Bill Gates' son or something like that, or, to where you get $1,000 allowance, every month, then you can go out and you spend out whatever you want. But, if I don't know how you're getting income, so that has a lot to do with it, especially whenever you're talking about G1. But like I started, mowing lawns when I was like 10 years old, and worked on a farm and all kinds of stuff like that. So I bought my first car like bottle feeding 3 calves, So, and then I ended up selling them. But that's how I was able to buy things. And so I mean, you can, it also depends on whether your folks will let you work. But it's an expensive series to get behind as far as collecting. As far as tips with, the second thing, you got to have the income. The second thing is you can go online. It depends on how you want to collect. Do you want to be 100% complete? Do you want them to be in perfect condition? Do you not care if they come with all their accessories? Because if you don't, then I would search, eBay lots and do only bidding. Only pull up the bidding stuff. Don't look at the buy it now. Just bidding. And start paying. Start looking at some of the things, identify what they go for individually, and you can do a quick search on eBay. I guess you're gonna have to maybe get parents' permission or something like that, but find out what they were selling for, and have them with you, and maybe buy some lots. Jim, I've got more, but what do you think? Any advice?
Well, for me, it's I mean, income is a big thing, but it depends on what you want. I mean, if you want the G1 80s stuff, I mean, you don't have any type of, I guess, connection with it because you didn't grow up with it. So for me, if you can afford it, I go in the Masterpiece line. Yes, they is expensive, yeah, but you get the best of both worlds. You get that G1 look, the authentic G1 look, but you get that chug articulation. You get the ball joints, you get all that, you get the display ability, and you don't. And I mean, once you catch up and you get all the ones that you want, then you can just periodically pick up this and that. But if you are looking at getting the old school 80s stuff, then you got to prioritize. There's a lot of stuff. You're going Japanese, you're going Hasbro, you're going. Are you going to go reissues? Because I would go that route if you don't mind reissues, because they will be cheaper. You'll get them in better condition. But
you got to worry about knockoffs too.
Yeah, but for me, I would be hitting up the Masterpiece line just because that's the big thing right now, and you get that show accuracy, all that that you had back in the day, and that's just me.
And some of those things are, getting Hasbro releases, like you just saw Prowl last year, and some of the, Seekers, stuff like that. And then you also, that we were going to see in 2015, we know that we're going to, I believe, get like 4 or 5 Hasbro releases as far as the Masterpiece goes. So you basically have, at least 2 months to save up for each individual figure. Now be aware that 2 of those are probably going to drop on San Diego Comic-Con, but there's going to be a blue streak in there. So and a lot of these things you're going to be able, like James said, you'll be able to pick up for about the same price or even cheaper getting the Masterpiece than you would, a original G1. Because, like, let's say Wheeljack, for instance, it's cheaper to get the Masterpiece than it is a G1.
Mm-hmm.
If you're talking about great condition. Now, if you're talking about wings are gone and missing accessories and
paint chips and all that kind of stuff,
all that stuff, then no, that's not what I'm talking about. If you're actually just wanting G1 figures, then I'd go with the Commando series. I've ended up picking up quite a few of those, and just the thing is bidding. You're 14, so I don't want to tell you to, or anyone that's younger, to just get on eBay and just start going crazy on that thing. Obviously you need parental consent, and stuff like that. You're shopping online, so. just get with your folks. Like we saw in the very beginning of the show, you're going to be getting some reissues, some Platinum Edition stuff. Those Insecticons, $45. Start off with those. See if you like them.
Yeah.
Buy the Legends figures, which are pretty cool as well. We both got those. See if you like those. So it's really the only tips I can give.
Yeah.
Most of the viewers that we have are in between the ages of 25 and 45, so or 50. So try to help you out, man.
I go Brave line. Just
Brave route. The Diaclone Transformers, basically.
Diaclone, Japanese, Brave, anything that's up there. But no, what Josh said is right. I mean, just you got to know what you have a passion for, and how much you're willing to spend, and try and get your feet wet.
All right, next question is from Steve Cass. What's your guess for the amount of reveals for the official Masterpiece line for 2015? So I guess basically how many Masterpiece figures are we going to get in 2015? I forgot what they said. They had came out and said it, and I think it was like 6. It was either 5 or 6, and that includes Star Saber. So either 4 or 5 more, including Star Saber, that are brand new. But they also plan on coming out with reissues of other Masterpiece figures. So, like I know someone asked, they were like, man, I should have got this MP11 Starscream back when I had the chance. Well, guess what? They'll probably do it again. Just like this Black Rodimus Convoy. I thought I missed out. I was going to go stupid on eBay because they were going for ridiculous money on there. I was like, it'll eventually get it reissued. Bam, here it is. It was expensive, but it was what it normally goes for retail, and that's what I paid for it. And then I got it then. Also, not on the Seekers, but any QC issues, they usually try to work them out on like a second run and stuff like that. The Rodimus, they've made some changes there. What are some of the other things? I mean, you're just going to see. They said that you'll see plenty of reissues, but you will have 4 or 5 more new, Masterpiece figures. Now, one of those included also was Exhaust, and
his future's in the air right now. We don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah. Another reissue is like the MP10. The Takara version is actually getting reissued.
That thing will be reissued until that mold turns to dust.
Yeah. So there's lots of stuff. The biggest thing is when all these reissues come out, then you got knockoffs to deal with too, because a lot of knockoffs will start coming out. But yeah.
All right. Another question is from CCHOA. Is that CCHOA 26? Sorry if I'm saying the name wrong. But a question for Jaim. When are we going to see a tour of the Batcave?
Batcave. I don't know. Someday. I have this room, and then I actually have my other, toy room that's next to the media room. So someday I'll get it all nice and cleaned up and stuff.
You've done one of those before.
That was about like a year ago.
Yeah.
A couple years ago or something.
So if you want to do some backtracking, go watch, what it was a year ago. Obviously, it's, changed quite a bit from then, but.
Yeah. So another question?
Yes, 6 Shot Changer Reviews have pre-ordered MP11 or MP11, MP24 Star Saber. Are you guys going to pick it up? I think it looks fabulous and way cheaper than a Mint and Silbox original. James, go first, man.
Yes. I have 2 so far pre-ordered.
I am also going to get it, and that's another thing is the Masterpiece Star Saber. It has more. It comes with a stand. It has the Brainmaster gimmick. It looks like it comes with so much more, and it looks clean. It was the fan voted one as well. It looks big, large. It's got a lot of gimmicks in there, so I think it's going to be fun. to mess with. Even though I usually keep things on my shelf, it's one of those guys that I'm excited to take it off the shelf and mess with and put it in all these different modes and take pictures of it and kind of mess with a little bit. And then the other thing is bringing up that it's actually cheaper than what we see than Masterpiece Skywarp, which is $200. Doesn't come with coordination, doesn't come with missiles, does not come with a stand. It's a mold that we've got multiple times, and the shoulders are still crap whenever you try to pick it up. So, and they want $200 for that. I mean, Star Saber's a win across the board, and we've said it many times that is probably going to be the best Masterpiece figure to date. So, I'm getting it. James getting two.
It's cheaper than Ultra Magnus too.
Yeah, it is. So. Oh yeah, and like I said, it's cheaper than a mint and seal box one. There's another situation where it's cheaper to get the Masterpiece than it is the G1. Now I also think that the G1s right now, you're going to see those right now are like going for a little bit more than what they would normally go for, because people are trying to get that that big money again for them. They're trying to get them off their hands. Once this Masterpiece Star Saber comes out, wait a little bit, let everyone start to get them. They'll start messing with that, and then you'll start to see some of these G1s hit the market, and then that's whenever you try to start picking them up for cheaper than what they normally go for. So it's the same thing whenever, well, not exactly the same, but like whenever they start getting new cars in, like let's say back in like October, November, they started getting in 2015 vehicles in. So they're always trying to sell off the 2014s and trying to get top dollar for them, and then as soon as it gets closer to 2015, then they're just like giving those things away. So it's not the exact similarity, but you kind of get the point. Question from C Choa 26: do you guys think there will be a Combiner Wars Bruticus? I know we have seen several incarnations of the Combiner, but would love to see Hasbro tackle a more updated version.
That's Hasbro's baby, as far as Combiners are concerned, so they're definitely going to tackle that, I think. Especially if we're getting a Defensor.
Sorry, I was getting water, but I think the same thing. I mean, why wouldn't they come out with a Bruticus? I mean, it only makes sense, so... I think they will. Oh
yeah, and especially that they've announced that the Combiner Wars are actually going to trickle into the 2016, year too. So, this is like a big time win for us Combiner fans. Seems like we're going to get probably a majority of them.
Yeah, and you're going to see, because the other thing with it is people know that Transformer fans, they love Combiners. I mean, Combiners were some of the first things that I started collecting whenever I started getting into G1, or getting into collecting and G1s. I wanted to get Combiners and get all the big bots. I wanted the bases. I wanted the Combiners just because I thought they were cool and they were big. But you also have the repaint potential as well. So just like we see that is going to be Wave 4 of the Combiner Wars, Sunstreaker, Ironhide, Prowl, Mirage. Well, Ironhide is probably going to be First Aid, mold from that. Sunstreaker, it's going to be somebody. It's probably going to be the Breakdown. The Prowl, who knows? Mirage is probably going to be Drag Strip. So there's repaint potential here as well. They come out with the Bruticus. I mean, you're gonna have Hound out of Swindle probably. So there's that repaint potential, and we know Hasbro loves to do that. So they know that they can sell you the Combiner easily, but then they can probably also sell you these other figures as well. The characters that you've already gotten before in the Chug line, but now you have that Combiner gimmick as well. Some people are going to really enjoy that. Taking a rest on the questions, we'll get to the questions after we get done with these topics here. First one is, we know it took a long time for Toy World to finish their Throttlebot Combiner that we looked at today. Were you ever worried that it was never going to be finished? And kind of second part to that is, with some of these new third-party companies wanting to kind of first thing out the door come out with a Combiner, I'm going to bring up, G Creation and Shuriken. It's going to be a leg, and they started off with Sludge, and he's a leg. Well, since there's so many Dinobots out there, you know, you really have a lot to choose from. And people get to be picky, and if they don't like yours, and you can't just be like, well, we've got the Dinobot Combiner market cornered, because no, Toy World's doing it as well. So because it's Combiner and you're kind of one of those newer companies, what if it doesn't sell good? So you're just like, okay, I guess we're not coming out with the rest of them. So what did you think about the Toy World thing, and also, some of these new third-party companies, and should you be a little bit worried?
I would always have that in the back of my head, because third-party stuff isn't cheap, and you want, if it's a combiner, you want it to, have all the parts to combine it. I mean, that would just be horrible, and that would be a shot in the foot for a company to, like, well, we have this combiner, but we're not going to release it now and finish it off, and we're moving on to another project. It's like, well, I can't trust you. If you didn't finish this project because the sales weren't there, and now you're moving on to something else, you're pretty much going to go under, sooner than later. And we saw it kind of with Toy World's Throttlebots. We thought it was dead in the water for a little bit. It's cool that it's back, and it's we got the entire look of the combiner, but it really does suck for those people out there that actually decided, you know what, I got that roll bar, and I didn't see anything else, so I got rid of it and sold it, and kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth that finally, now they're going to do it. I mean, it's a difference between Mastermind Creation, who takes a long time to get out, like their Feral Rex, but it's coming because you keep seeing it, and it keeps reminding you. But when it just drops off the face of the earth and you don't have any clue, and there's no talk about it from the actual company, it gets you worried.
I guess to kind of answer the last part of it first, then I'll get back into the Toy World Throttlebots. I think it's kind of scary for something like. Well, first off, let me talk about Bullforms again. They're coming out with their Motomaster first, and the best part about that is, regardless if you buy their limbs, because they're coming out with the limbs, breakdown, drag strip, all those guys. So even if you decide not to buy those limbs, you can use the Combiner Wars figures. They have the same connecting ports and the same style as the Hasbro Takara Motomaster and Silverbolt and all those guys. So you can just buy Motomaster, and you can use those other Combiner War figures as your limbs. They plan on coming out with their figures, but let's say that they come out with Motomaster. I know he's going to sell good. I mean, that thing looks really nice. And then the next figure they plan on coming out with is Breakdown. Let's say if, example, I'm not saying this is happening, but let's say Breakdown, it comes out and it's not as successful as what they thought. They could be like, okay, well, we're just going to kind of move on to the next thing, and we're not going to finish this because, the sales aren't there. We'll just make more Motomaster for you guys. At least, because you got that Motomaster and he can connect with your Hasbro stuff already, then it's it's not a letdown. You get what I'm saying? But with some of the other combiner things that don't connect with that, and they only connect with themselves, then you kind of have a problem with, okay, well, now I have a foot, and you're not coming out with the rest of the stuff. You just don't know, and you're just kind of stuck with that foot and trying to sell it off, more than likely. The other part is with Toy World, releasing these Throttlebots. I just thought it was strange that you saw those first three come out, and there was excitement behind it, and you knew that you were getting, basically it's going to combine and stuff like that, and so they got people even more excited. But it's like you quit working on it and you started working on all this other stuff. I guess it's just kind of a thing with third-party companies. I'd like to see them start to finish. We've got let's say 3 projects going on. Let's come out with all 3 projects instead of okay, we started on this one. Well, here's another company's coming out with this. We'll stop that for the moment. Then we'll start making this new one. All right, so now we're coming out with that. They make that. They start another thing, and this other thing kind of inches along.
Yeah. There's too much competition between the third parties. You saw that with Warbotron. They dumped the Stunicons and went right into Masterpiece, their Computron, because Make Toys was doing Quantron. And I liked it back in the day when third parties first started coming out and they were just doing their own thing. They didn't give a crap about the competitors per se. They were just doing what they wanted to do and what pretty much the fans wanted. Now it's like we need to get the Dinobots out. We need to make, okay, well, we're going to do Dinobots. What can we do to spark more interest? We'll combine them. And then another person does it. Or we'll make them bigger and they'll combine. All that type of stuff. And it's just getting really ridiculous just like a roller coaster ride for the fans and the collector.
Yeah. There's obviously a lot to choose from out there. It's just something that we've seen a trend with that where people will start stuff and not finish it, and
Mastermind Creations Overlord.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like last time I talked to them, and it was a little bit ago, but I was like, so Mastermind Creations, what's up with the Overlord? And I said, any new info on that? Any release date, or when will we see a prototype? And they told me they were like, not for a long time. So yeah. I was like, okay, wow.
Yeah. Even BTS toys that were going to do their Overlord, just fizzled and went away. Just odd.
Yeah. All right, so the next thing that I want to get into is buying Hasbro combiners, maybe plus a third-party add-on, or you just get the third-party combiner.
Yeah. That's a tough one at times, just because it's personal preference what you want. Certain third-party companies do really good combiners. You look at, Make Toys, Mastermind Creations, even TFC Toys. They look nice, but they're expensive on the flip side. And if you can get something that's, look at the combiner stuff now. Previous Hasbro stuff, really not that good. So, yeah, third party was a must-have, it seemed like. But now it doesn't seem so much anymore. I really don't have them, but I really do like, what the Superion. And I know, Menasor is going to look really good, especially if you can use, Lone Wolf from Bold Forms. And it's a lot more, cost-effective, too, to go the official route also.
Yeah, $85.
Yeah. And then you add on like a third-party kit. The third-party kits that we've seen so far is what? Perfect Effects, where you get
you get the hands and feet.
But to me, that's a little overpriced because they're like around $30. You just get hands and feet. And Perfect Effects would have sold me if they would have done white as their coloring, not black and purple. Purple's cool because of Menasor, but I'd rather have seen white. Still, what are your thoughts on it?
Maybe they'll come out with something like that, and maybe the Superion, all he needs is new feet and hands. So Perfect Effect, that might be a viable option. I'm like I've mentioned before. I'm going to go with a different route with the Menasor. I'm going to change out my Motomaster, and I'll be good there, because it'll have the feet and hands and stuff like that as well. So I can make just one purchase, and then he'll be good. Still, $85, and let's say a third-party add-on. Let's make it $100. Okay, so let's say $100. Oh, what's going on? Am I lagging?
No.
No? Okay. My little thing on my mouse started spinning around, and I started lagging last show towards the end. But basically, let's say $200 with third-party add-on. Because $85. Let's say $115. So $200. Still, the cheapest one for third-party combiner, I think, is Make Toys like Quantron or Green Giant, and you're still spending $400 there. You're still $200 difference. So I think it was I'm not gonna say his name, but I think it was one of my buddies on Instagram that was like, "Look, man, after the third party, you might as well just spend a little extra to to get the third party." And I was like, "A little extra? That's like $200 difference. That's twice as much. $200 is a lot of money to me, and to most people." So.
Yeah.
So to me, if I think that it looks good, I'm happy with it with the third-party add-on. Then I have no problem going that route. If I just think that it's, an abomination, and there's no hope for it. But I thought that about the Fall of Cybertron Bruticus, and eventually, we saw these little third-party add-ons come in, and eventually, you ended up seeing the who is it? Microblaze Creations, and that thing looks awesome. Oh my goodness, he's probably broken. So,
his knee finally gave out.
Oh my god, his knees. No, it looks like he's fine. Microblaze Creations, they made that Bruticus where I think that's one of the best looking Bruticuses that I've ever seen. I think that it's better looking than the Fans Project version, which is, the one that I have. It's great looking that one, those add-ons can make that one Hasbro figure look, or Takara, whichever one. So it's one of those things that, don't bite on the first third-party add-on. Like Perfect Effect, they wanted to come out there. They want to get those, first biters out there. Be like, okay, bam, hands, feet, issue fixed. Wait for several of them to come out. See what everyone has to offer, because Microblaze Creations wasn't the first third-party company to make an add-on for that Bruticus.
Yeah.
They weren't even like the first 3 or 5, I don't think. Maybe in the top 5.
Well, and you look at it also like, look at Uranos. Uranos is going to cost you like, 500 plus to get everything with even the wings of Uranos. And I like it. I have it. But I'm still getting the Superion. And if you look at the cost of how much you're going to spend on that Uranos, you could buy pretty much, 5 combiner or, sets, and have a little more, on the shelf than just one figure. But again, it goes to personal preference. If you are a third-party collector, then you're going to go the third-party route. Budget comes into play too. But it is really nice that Hasbro's actually giving us something that is in competition with the third party. And Hasbro told us at BotCon it takes about a couple years to go into production to get everything going. Well, when did we first started seeing these third-party combiners? Hercules, Green Giant, Uranos, about 2 years ago or so. Yeah. And now all of a sudden, 2 years later, here we go. We got Hasbro's version of Devastator. We got Superion. We have all this stuff. So it's in the works. It's just that, key thing is just to be patient. Hasbro's going to give us something. And I think they've done a really good job this year by actually producing something that's going to be worthwhile.
And also, you got, it's not that they're necessarily competing, but it's, they are in a competition, whether they realize it or not. But they're trying to give us what we want as far as combiner, and as far as the individual modes, man, these figures look awesome. I haven't heard a single person complain that the aerial bots, in their robot modes or whatever, look ugly, or everyone that I've talked to says that Silverbolt is dead on. The only one that I've heard is Wondermaster, but he's something different. I think they've done a really good job with these. I think that you can be happy with them in combined mode and individual modes. I think they look good as well. They're affordable. The plastic quality is really good, and they're not $100 a limb. That's the other thing, is they're giving you the same quality of plastic, or maybe even better. It's official product. They look good. They combine. And you're talking about $15 a limb versus $100 a limb. That's a huge jump.
Yeah.
So they're definitely working with something. So if the guy doesn't swivel at his thigh, and that's a result of me saving $85, I'm okay with that.
We're G1 collectors. Anything that's past being able to spin his arm 360 degrees is a plus.
Blows our mind.
Yeah, it's like, wow, oh my goodness, I can move his leg forward like centimeter. Awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah, so we're G1 fans, so we're a little bit more amazed by it than what most people are, kids and stuff. Like kids are like, man, they simplified this. We're like, dude, they put so much articulation into this. So.
Yeah. I mean, the Beast Wars fans would be like, well, because they're introduced to ball joints, they're used to all these nice, intricate poses. But for us G1 bricks, we're like, what's all it is? It stands on the shelf and a nice little pose, and that's all we got. So.
All right, that's pretty much all we have, but we want to finish up the questions. Where's the last one? Oh, God. How far back do these go?
I saw one.
Here you got Tulala. Do you think there will be a Combiner Wars Bumblebee combiner, with each limb being a different universe and the body being G1 Bumblebee?
Oh, man. I would totally buy that for just target practice.
I think that's a terrible idea.
Yeah. Here's one, Mr. Pepinio 444. Hey guys, anyone know what the hell happened to Warbitron Onslaught? I mean, no news, no nothing since such a long time. Yeah, I'm not sure. Haven't really. They're kind of like what we were talking about before. They kind of just are concentrating on their Computron. You see a lot more of that than we did with their actual Brutica stuff.
Oh, let's see here. I don't see any more questions, but do you want to read off any more comments or anything like that before we end the show?
Tulala says Masterpiece Hound, wink wink. Totally not obvious at all, and I doubt we won't see a new Combiner Wars Predaking after last year. And Steve Cass says third-party combiner for me. I'd rather save for that. It just looks so much better. The official combiner with add-ons does tempt me since it's evolved since the Fans Project Colossus add-on days. So yeah, it has, and it is tempting. And it's nice to have that option out there to actually have an official product, and also nice to have, let's go back to that scenario that we were trying to, the kid wants G1 stuff. Well, in a way, you're getting kind of the G1 stuff in Combiner Wars, and it's a cheaper, kind of means. And for like a kid or for like my son, it's a nice way to kind of get him into the whole Transformers. And like we said, who doesn't like combiners? I mean,
and they're dead on screen accurate. You're looking at the area bot, you're like, this is exactly what I saw in the cartoon. So I mean, if like you said, you're a fan of G1 cartoons and the movie, then I think the Combiner Wars is definitely for you. Even though you're not actually buying G1 figures, I think that's awesome.
But yeah, third-party stuff is good though too. So yeah. All right, I'm done.
All right, well, we will end it there. Went on 2 hours. I know someone that they messaged me or they commented on something that they were like, yeah, 2 hour show. I guess last time that they were like, they love these long shows. So, thanks guys in the live chat. Appreciate you guys joining us live. Obviously, you guys that are going to be watching in video form, appreciate you watching as well. If you have any comments or if you have any suggestions for topics that you want to hear us discuss in future episodes, make sure you wait till this goes into video form. Then you can leave the comment and it'll save to the video, and I'll be able to see it and read it, and we'll go from there. Try to get to all your questions. If you have any more, then make sure you just leave them in the comments whenever it goes into video form as well. Anyways, Jaim, you want to tell people where to find us and also about next week's episodes?
Yeah. You can find me on Twitter and YouTube, VictorySaber77, and we do have the Aftercast, which will be coming up here in the next hour on my channel, which will be at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, where it's just a bunch of us guys talking about Transformers and everything, and we'll carry over some of the questions and just kind of the topics over into that show too, if you want to check that out. But we do have a big show week and next week. We have the Toy Fair coming up, New York Toy Fair, and on Saturday's Cybercast at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on G1 Extras channel, we will be going over the reveals in the Transformers world from New York Toy Fair. And then the next day on Sunday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time on G1 Extras channel, we will be going over the rest of the reveals at Toy Fair. So we'll be taking a look at Masters of the Universe, DC, Marvel, figure arts, all that type of stuff. Yeah, all that stuff, Turtles, and we'll actually have Count Marzo on with us too. So it's going to be a great show, and yeah, definitely want to stay tuned for both those shows. So.
And if you like long shows, and those are two that
yes,
they're always long. So
grab a snack and just sit back and enjoy.
All right, and you can find me, G1Xtron, on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and my Facebook page is the G1Xtron. Everything we looked at today is found on that Facebook page, so if you want to look at it a little bit more in detail, some other things that I've posted up there, or whenever I put a review up, it can be located on that Facebook page. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. We'll talk to you guys next week, or also tonight on the Aftercast. So peace out.
See ya.